about improving the relationship with yourself. Hey guys, welcome to Confessions from a Red Couch. I am your host, Janae, and this is a podcast all about improving the relationship with yourself so you don't take your trash to others because no one wants your unresolved foolishness. Um, today, this month, I am featuring women of color because it is Women's History Month, and so I wanted to feature several of my faves on. Some are my faves, some are just people that I know, and it's good. But she is part of my podcast sister circle, and I love that I know her. And so I'm gonna have her introduce herself and tell you about her business and what she does, and then we're gonna take it from there. So go ahead and do that.
Hi, everyone. My name is Danielle, and I am the owner and creator of DNH Organic Hair Care.
You want to tell them where they can find you?
Yes, we are distributed by homeswholesale.com, and we're on Instagram and Facebook under the moniker or the tag DNH Organic Hair Care.
Mm-hmm. And make sure you check out her company, check out her things. I can't wait to try it because I'm waiting until I cut my hair, by the way, because I'm doing another big chop here next month. And so
All right.
it's like I'm going to start over. So when I start over, I'm going to do it with your products. And I'm
Sure.
excited about that. I'm
Yay.
excited.
Yay.
Thank you so much for being on, for doing this with me. I figured,
Oh,
we are women. We're also part of a chat group. We call
yes.
ourselves the OGs, and we
Yeah.
uplift each other. We push each other. We talk about we do uplift, and we talk about petty things. We just
Yes. Look, we run the gamut.
yeah,
You
we run
name
the
it, you put
gamut.
it on the table, we're going to talk about it.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And I'm
Yep.
just happy to really be connected with these women, and just it's been amazing. It's been a good thing.
Yes, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, I
All
appreciate
your
you too.
comments, all the input that you give, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
And I thank you for having me tonight.
Of course, of course. So, are you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get started. So, the first question is, what is your favorite thing about being a woman?
My favorite thing about being a woman is that we are highly imitated and often poorly duplicated. So, I mean, us being women, when God created Adam, Adam couldn't survive on his own.
Truth.
You know what I mean? So
Yes.
God said, you know what? You're going to really need somebody to help you get your stuff together.
Right?
So from Adam's rib, ta-da, here we are. So because we complete that circle, nobody else can do the things that we do as
You
women.
say it.
So that title, that name woman, is just is more powerful than words can really explain.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? We
Yes.
are just some phenomenal creatures that
We
the
are.
Lord said, we can't, just have men here. We have to give them or give him something
Something.
that is going to help him because
Yeah.
he can't do it alone.
We are, like you said, we are that completion.
Exactly.
Without us, there is no them, and without them, there is no us. So it's that whole
Exactly.
love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So our next question is, if I can get it over here, what woman inspires you and why?
What woman?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say first and foremost, my mother.
Yes.
Because she was my teacher. From
Mm-hmm.
me, being in the womb, she gave me her blood, her
Right.
tissue, her everything that I needed to be formed. She gave me life. She
Yes.
was my first friend. She was the first person I saw.
Mm-hmm.
From walking, talking, bathing, feeding, everything of my first that she had to give to me for me to be able to become, that infant, that toddler, that
Mm-hmm.
teenager, that woman. I got it from my mother.
Right.
So
Right.
she is, you know, I mean, a very integral part of who I am today.
Correct.
So my mom definitely would be my inspiration.
Hmm. Shouts out to the mothers, and just I feel sad for some women who don't have that same relationship with their mothers because
Yeah, I mean, and listen, it wasn't easy. Me and
yeah,
my mom went head to head a couple times,
I
especially
get
when
it.
you get to that stage where she told me I was smelling myself and I didn't
Yeah.
understand what she
Uh-huh.
meant by that. I'm
Right.
like, what the? I shower every day. What are you talking about? I'm smelling myself.
What you mean
It
I'm
had
smelling
nothing to do
myself?
with that.
No,
It
it
had
didn't.
nothing to do with that.
Mm-mm.
But, it wasn't easy. But because she was my mother, she knew that, you know what, this child's not grown yet. She still has not
Exactly.
lived life. I still have to put certain differences aside to get her
Mm-hmm.
to understand where she's going and where I'm
Right.
coming
And where
from.
I'm coming from and where I need her to
Exactly.
get to. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, my mom did that. So now this is what it'll be April 1st. It'll be 1 year April 1st that my mother had passed away.
Oh,
She
okay.
passed from sarcoidosis.
Mm-hmm.
So and she was a nurse just like myself,
Right.
but she was a phenomenal woman,
Right.
phenomenal woman. She had 3 college degrees, which
Okay.
again instilled into me, education is key. You
Key.
never stop
Yes.
learning. Once
Mm-hmm.
she got 1 degree, she went on to the next one and she took
Right.
care of her kids and then she got her last one. And it was like, look, you got to just keep going. You can't let anything hold you back from your dreams.
Yes. That's amazing.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I loved her to death. Still
Mm-hmm.
do.
Yeah.
Still do.
Yeah. I'm happy you got to experience that with your mother. I
Oh,
think it's just,
yes.
it's one of those amazing things to have people that
Yes.
wants to teach you and wants you to succeed and wants you to flourish. It's
Yes.
nothing like it.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
like
Look,
it.
I remember times when she was charging me rent. And I was
Mm-hmm.
looking at her side eye like, are you serious? She was teaching me
She
what the
was
real
teaching
world
you.
was going to
Uh-huh.
be about.
That's
So when
right.
it got time for me to, move out and do my own thing, she saved that money up for me with interest and gave it to me
See,
and said, here
that's
is your money.
amazing.
This is what
Yeah,
you need to do. I was your little bank for you for a little while. And, I know
right,
you were mad, but this is what you need to do from here going forward because you are now of age and you are now leaving my home.
right.
So
And I need to give you something to start out with.
exactly.
Yes.
So I was grateful, totally
Yeah.
grateful,
That is a
totally.
blessing. I'm just like,
Yeah.
that was a huge blessing because some parents just be like, or some moms would be like, all right, you 18, you can go. And
Right.
I don't understand that because once somebody hits 18, that doesn't mean they're grown. They just 18, they can vote. You can vote,
Listen, I
you can go down
exactly.
or yeah, that's
I,
about it. That's all you got.
exactly. I had my first child and still wasn't grown mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There
Mhm.
were still things that I needed to go through that
Mhm.
she kind of still guided me, you know what I mean,
Right.
until I got to the point of understanding like, oh, I got it now. So these
Right.
are the things I have to do on my own. I have to
Mhm.
maintain this, especially now that you have a child. Now
Right.
this child is looking to me like how I looked to my
To your
mother.
mom, like, I need you.
Exactly.
Yep, and
So
she was a great, like, it sounds like she was an
yes.
amazing just role model
Yes.
for
A
that.
woman. That was
Yeah,
a
a
woman.
woman. Yeah, there it
Exactly.
is. There it is. That's
Yep.
yeah, huge blessing. All right, next question is, are there any assumptions about women that you would like to change and why?
I don't like the assumption about black women
Mhm.
being very loud, uncontrollable, not lovable, not being able to get, along with.
Ooh,
That whole
yes.
narrative it's not true.
It needs to die.
It needs to crawl up and pass
And
away somewhere
die.
else. And I don't know where it came from. I don't know how it started, but
Mhm.
that is something it needs to be
It
changed
does.
because how can I put it in a scientific form? Like when you talk about a black woman, the white woman comes from a black woman.
Yes, because
Okay. So when we even talk about the color black,
come on now.
you can't get black from white,
Nope.
but you can get white from black.
Yes.
So with that stereotype that is put
Mm-hmm.
on a black woman, it definitely needs to change, because
Yes.
we created all these others. These are all our imitators. These are
Exactly.
all our emulators. They
Exactly.
might be poor in who they are and what they are,
Mm-hmm.
but we created them.
We created it.
We
We
created
created it.
them.
That's
So
true.
where that came from, I don't know, but I would love to change that, because the black woman is the creation. We are fertile soil on which
We are.
everything grows.
Yes.
So we are the most relatable, we are the most passionate, the most
Very.
lovable, we are the most approachable
Very.
people that walk this earth.
Very. Yes.
So that would be one thing I would love to change.
Hmm. It always amazes me, and I like how you said like approachable, and people really do come to us when they have issues. Like
Mhm.
we have,
Mhm.
like we have the answer to everything, and it's always funny whether it's in a store or at your job or whatever. Like people bring their
Mhm.
their stuff to you, and whether you're
Yes.
having a good day or not, they look to you for answers. And sometimes I want
Yes.
to be like, girl, I'm struggling just like you're struggling, but you can't, you
Yes.
know, because we have
Yes.
it's like this inner this wisdom that we have inside of us that people all want. They all want it.
Yes. Yes.
So
Exactly. We are that go-to
we
person.
are. We are. I think I want to say the narrative came. I remember hearing the story about how the welfare queen came about. That whole
Mm.
narrative, and from there, that's when you started to see these negative images of black women in media, and then everybody
Mhm.
started believing it. Like, oh, y'all all on welfare. Oh, y'all all loud. Oh, y'all, no, boo, we not.
No.
We're
And
not.
we know that whole ratio is definitely imbalanced, because there's
Very
more
imbalanced.
white women that receive welfare than black women.
Yes,
Okay.
that's true.
And white women were allowed to be married or have a significant
Mm-hmm.
other, their little Tom, Dick, and Harry come
Yep.
around. But for the black woman, the black man couldn't be nowhere in sight.
Could not, right?
Okay, now he may have wanted to be with the family, but we had to push him away in order
Mm-hmm.
to be able to get that
Exactly.
assistance.
In order to be able to have a place to live or,
Right.
get help with groceries, he couldn't be in the house.
Yes,
So it was, that whole
exactly.
deal tore down the black community and and it created the stereotypes of the black
Yes,
man and the black woman for everybody else. And
exactly.
then, when the media holds on, when the media grasps onto that stuff, it just flourishes. you
Of
know,
course.
it
That
flourishes.
look, they did their job. They
Hmm.
did exactly
They
what
did
they were
exactly
supposed
what
to
they
do to
wanted to do.
spin the narrative.
Hmm.
And it's not right. For us it was assistance. For
Hmm.
them it definitely was a way of life.
Right. It's a
Because the
lifestyle.
military benefits, there weren't a whole bunch of blacks that were allowed to be in the
Mm-mm.
military, but
Nope.
who was getting free government funding,
Right.
housing, Medicare, and so forth and so on? That
Who
was
was getting
all
all
set up
that?
and geared for the other persuasion. That
Yep.
wasn't for us. For
Come
us, when
on.
we had to get it, had to use it, it was just that assistance.
Assistance. And then you got off of it. And then you kept it
Exactly.
moving. Yeah.
Exactly. But then they will
Mhm.
find another way to try to keep a good woman down,
Right.
and to
Right.
keep the black men down. But for the
Hmm.
women, especially,
Hmm.
because we were the weaker vessels.
Yep.
So this man couldn't be who he originally was supposed to be, what
Come
he was
on and
created to
preach.
be,
Yes.
because the woman was removed from him.
From
We were
him.
created to be their helpmate. So if
Yes.
you remove this and you trying to break down the whole foundation of who we are supposed to be,
Hmm.
of course we're not going to flourish.
Right? We can't
You
flourish.
know?
There's no way. There's no way to
Exactly.
flourish. You
Nope.
brought up a good one when you talk about the imbalance and the stigma and the stereotype. I think about my mother. So my mother had me. She was a teenage mother, and she had a scholarship to go to college. She was an
Mhm.
athlete, and there
Mhm.
came a time where she did need assistance. They wouldn't give her assistance because of her scholarship. They said her scholarship was the amount of money that she made to take home. So
Wow.
she had to get a note from her coach in order to get assistance. And it's crazy because I have to tell, like, when you hear people talk about, oh, these women on assistance, and I stop them, because people look at you different because they don't see, they see you with a career and all these degrees and they don't think oh no, you couldn't have. Oh yes, I did. You know,
Right.
you have to tell them.
Exactly.
I tell them, I was like, my mom was on assistance, but we didn't stay on it. She used it to make sure that we had food to eat. You know, I had food to eat, and she had a way to keep a roof over my head. But that didn't mean
Exactly.
that, that's the way we stayed. You know,
Right.
and
Because it was just an assist.
it
It
was
was just
just
an
like you
assist.
said, it was an assist. It wasn't a way of life. She didn't
Exactly.
she didn't keep popping out babies after that. Although she did tell me
Exactly.
I was the best birth control in the world, but that's another story. A whole other story. But like you said, we use it as assistance to move forward, not to stay in
Mm-hmm.
the system. No one
Exactly.
no one wants to stay in the system. And I do agree. This whole whatever
No.
the stereotype is, we have to continue to push the narrative of who we really are.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Continue
Yes,
to,
we do.
yeah. That's the reason why I'm doing segments like this, because I want to push the narrative
Uh,
of who we really are.
And it's a beautiful thing
Mm-hmm.
because somebody out there is going to listen and hear this and take, a seed from it
Right.
and be able to grow something else on their own. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Grow
So
something
stuff like
beautiful.
this is important to our community because,
Necessary.
in the era that we were born, that was our genre. Now we have
Mm-hmm.
other genres of children, coming up behind us.
Right.
And our responsibility is to reach back and teach the younger ones
True.
coming up so that way they can continue on not only in tradition but in
Mm-hmm.
beliefs,
Right.
you know what I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
core values of who we are
Mm-hmm.
as Black women.
Yeah.
Because, being brought here, of course, we all know that we were stripped of our names, our
True.
culture,
True.
our religion, our language,
Mm-hmm.
and, the stuff that we've gotten. This wasn't our normal,
No,
you
it
know.
wasn't. It
We
wasn't.
were retrained, retaught, relearned,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But this was not us.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was not us at all.
Truth. We were broken and deep and deprogrammed.
Exactly.
Deprogrammed and reprogrammed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
funny because I just saw a meme that basically was talking about, the Black woman and how we give birth to so many different things that
Mm-hmm.
keep everything flowing, from
Yeah.
our inventions to us having children to us
Mm-hmm.
doing homework, keeping the house,
Mm-hmm.
creating jobs, giving jobs, keeping
Giving
jobs,
jobs. Keeping
supporting
jobs.
our men,
Yes.
being that cheerleader, that team
Yes.
player,
Mm-hmm.
all of the things that we encompass as Black women. No other
No
species
one.
does
No
what we
one.
do.
Nope.
We don't, and then we have to do so much more above
And beyond.
our counterparts
Yes.
because of, child, look, it just gets ridiculous.
It
It gets
does.
ridiculous. But this right here, us
Mm-hmm.
being women, this
Mm-hmm.
is a title that, or Black women, nobody else can hold this title.
Right.
Nobody else can do what we do.
Right.
They
Nobody
just
else
can't.
can.
They
Mm-mm.
just can't.
I can't. All right, and that leads me into my last question for you. So, what do you believe? Because you kind of touched on this, but what do you believe will be the biggest challenge for the generation of women behind you?
Realizing their power,
Mm-hmm.
because we are the attractors as
Yes.
females, as women, as Black women.
Mm-hmm.
And the men, they dress the way they dress to attract a woman.
Truth.
They buy the cars that they drive to attract a woman.
Truth.
They aspire certain goals in business and education to attract a woman.
That is so true.
So looking at some of the young ladies in our culture right now,
Mm-hmm.
is, it seems like it's bleak,
Yeah.
because I'm looking at some of the visualizations with, us not living up to who we really are
Mm-hmm.
and degrading ourselves, you know what I
Right.
mean, by
Yeah.
letting us being abused and used, walked over. I mean, we're not dressing properly, we're showing
Mm-hmm.
everything, not leaving
Mm-hmm.
anything to the imagination. We just become
Right.
walking billboards for sex,
Mm-hmm.
for disrespect, for a lot of negative things.
Mm-hmm.
And I would hope that some of our, young women coming up now are looking like, you know what, I don't have to do this.
Yeah.
I can be modest faced, I can be bold in who I am without walking around with my, behind shaking out
Yeah,
every, 5 minutes. I
exactly.
don't have to be on TV and let my nipple pop out and act like, oh, it was a mistake.
Right?
You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
wardrobe malfunction played
Mhm.
out long ago back when Janet did it.
Right?
But
Yeah,
for
it's
people to continue to do this,
to have
to
issues, yeah.
exactly want to be
Mhm.
fighting each other, ripping
Mhm.
weave out, ripping earrings,
Yeah.
spitting.
And
I
we keep
mean, is
watching it. Like, what is the point?
yes.
What is the
Like
point?
I don't know, but this is not who we are as a people.
Mm-mm.
But it doesn't seem like the message is getting through to them. If we
Yeah.
change our behavior as women
Yeah.
and turn things around, the
Mhm.
men won't have a choice but to follow suit.
Truth. True. That's
They
true.
wouldn't have a choice but to
That's
follow
true.
suit, because if we
Mhm.
stop standing for certain things, they
Yep.
ain't gonna get it. It's like a
Yep.
7-Eleven. If you remain open, everybody in and out of there all day, all
True.
times.
All
But if you
day,
have
all time.
standards and you set a
Mhm.
certain business hours, no, I could be open from 9 to 5. That's it.
Yep. That's it. That's
Now
it.
guess
That's all
what?
you get.
Exactly. Let them pop up at 5:05. This is closed.
Yep. Everything is
See you
closed.
tomorrow. Have a
What do
nice
you
day. See
need?
you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
exactly. What do
You
you
know what I
need?
mean?
And
We
it
don't
ain't what I
have those
want.
standards.
Yep.
Yes, we don't have those standards in our personal lives.
Mhm.
Even in our business lives, we don't have those standards. So we are susceptible to any and everything,
Truth. That's true. That's
you
so
know?
true. So true and so sad.
Yes,
So
yes, but
true
I
and
do
so
hope
sad.
that things will change. At some
Mhm.
point, we come and be, like people are saying now, oh, I'm woke. Okay, well,
Yeah.
if you're woke, you need to realize that you need to put some clothes on. Stop dragging your baby across the street, because you're giving these people exactly what they
What they
want to
want.
see,
I think a
you
lot of
know?
people use that word woke to just be like, I could do what I want.
Exactly.
Because most of the time I'm like, you really aren't. Like, I read the things people put on Facebook that consider themselves woke, or you hear
Mm-hmm.
the things that they're saying, like, no, that's not the way any of this works. Like, I
Right.
think you still sleep, my brother and my sister. Like,
Exactly.
you
Exactly.
need to hear some truth. I don't,
Right.
I don't consider myself an expert, but I mean, I've done research. You know how you do your research, and and
Yeah.
you look to see, and how things should go. And I'm not gonna
Yeah.
run around here spewing lies and falsehoods just for the sake of it
Exactly.
sounding good. No, I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is, and you can
Yes.
like it or not. But we're not going to continue to say that living your truth is you being woke. Living your truth is just living how you want to live, and that
Exactly.
doesn't mean it's right.
That's right. Iyanla had that episode when she brought in the young lady who was a rapper. I don't
Hmm.
remember her name, but
Hazel something, right?
yes,
Something
Hazel
like
E, I
that.
think her name was.
Yep.
But she put her in front of her ancestors and said, speak those words to Maya Angelou
Right.
and speak those words to Coretta Scott. You know what I mean? These were women of dignity that carried themselves a certain way.
Yeah.
That that model right there has
Hmm.
fallen by the
It
wayside.
has.
Where are our Coretta Scotts now? You know what I mean? Where are our Maya Angelou's now?
But you
Where
know
are
what?
our Rosa Parks
Where
now?
where are our leaders? Period. Where are they? Where
Uh,
are they?
Look, our leaders
Where
are
are
cutting
they?
cutting deals
We
behind the scenes.
cutting deals behind, exactly, and making money, and we're not focusing on, like, where are the other people that can help, with police brutality? Where has anybody stood up that said they were our leaders before? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things, like,
Hey,
we don't have those.
we
Not
don't
saying they were
have them.
perfect.
Right,
They might have did stuff behind the scenes, but we don't see that anymore. We don't see those
right.
people out there demanding action like they used to. I see
N-
people like, what's her name, Angela Ray, is that her name?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
like, you see people like Angela. Okay, I got it, but still, like, I need to see more. I want to
I,
see more.
yeah, we need a whole lot more,
We do.
because like I said, that type of model,
Mhm.
that we were supposed to emulate and
Mhm.
carry on, that has just disappeared.
Yes, it
It's
has.
really just disappeared,
Yeah.
which is why we see, the influx of, certain reality shows and just the way that we're being portrayed on
Yeah.
TV. This is
Mhm.
how this stuff has come about, because we haven't had our guard up. We just
Right.
haven't, and we need to get back to the essentials of who we
Yeah.
are as
Yeah.
strong Black women,
Yeah.
and just change the narrative.
Yep, change that narrative. Like we all might feel a certain way. We all may feel like I could be who I want to be. Yeah, that's fine. But you also need to understand we need to, like you said, we need to portray who we really are.
Yes,
Yeah, everybody gets tired. No, I don't feel like, holding up a standard all the time, but that's what I do at my house. When I get home, I can cut loose the way I need to.
yes,
At
yeah.
work, at work, I'm holding up a standard.
Oh,
When I'm
yes.
when I'm in the grocery store, I'm holding up a standard. It's
Yeah,
just certain things just don't, and at the age I am now, certain things that I did in my 20s, I don't want to do right now.
yes,
Because I
you're
have a
right.
different I have a different standard now, and I think that's another thing that needs to happen is that whole maturation between
Mm-hmm.
you can't do the
Yep.
same thing. The things that you did at 20, you can't do at 30. The
And
things you
30,
did at
exactly.
30, you can't do at
Can't do
40.
it
The
at
things
40.
you did at 40, you can't do at 50 because you're at different levels. And
Yes,
and a lot of us don't want to achieve those different levels. We want to stay comfortable in that foolishness, and you got to let it go.
yes. Exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. That's that term, like they were saying, like 20 is the new, or the 30 is the new
It's a new
20.
20. I was like,
And I'm like,
nah,
nah.
nah. I do
Okay,
look good in my 30s, but I don't want to go back to them 20s.
exactly. Now,
Yeah.
it might be that way physically, but
Mm-hmm.
mentally, if you're in your 30s, you should be in a 30 something state of mind.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so forth and so on. Don't take
Mm-hmm.
me back to my 20s and I'm in my
Mm-mm.
30s.
Yeah, I don't
So,
want it. I don't want it.
exactly. So we do. We just have to get it together, get a grip, put our big girl panties on,
Yeah.
and stand for our core values, and
Mm-hmm.
be, representative of, who our parents and our ancestors would want us to
True.
be.
True. So true. So true. Thank you. Like, this has been an amazing conversation. I love it. I
Me
love
too,
it.
child.
I love
I
it.
love it too.
Uh,
Anything that's going to stimulate the brain, stimulate the
mm-hmm.
mind, have me connected heart to heart with my
Right.
sisters, I'm always down for
Right.
it.
I'm for it. I'm
Always.
gonna I'm gonna have to have you like on a regular show. Not just one of these. Like, I'm gonna need to have you like on a regular, like, the
We could do it.
extended. So all right. So we're gonna have to plan that out so I could get you on and we could talk about some things.
Yes, let me know. I'll make
Definitely. I
myself
will.
available.
I
Look,
will. I
we'll
will.
sit around that tree like they did in Avatar.
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Everybody hold hands and let's do.
Everybody
Look,
hold hands and
hey, we'll get it
I'm for
together.
it. I'm for it. I'm all the
All
way for
right.
it. Well, thank you so much for being on, for doing this segment with me. I do appreciate you. Let everybody know where they could find you again so I can direct people to your things.
Yes, please look us up. Visit our
Mhm.
page and follow DNH Organic Hair Care
Yes.
on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
And if anyone would like to place an order for our vegan hair care line, please visit homeswholesale.com.
There it is. So make sure you go to homeswholesale.com. Her information will be in the show notes. So make sure you check that out. And remember, I am Janae, and you can get more Confessions from a Red Couch on all major listening platforms. And you can also go to the website, confessionsfromredcouch.com, and make sure you like our things, subscribe to our things, and comment, review, all that other good stuff to keep us going.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
yes, yes. And
It was wonderful, wonderful
thank
being
you.
here tonight. And
Thank you for
listeners
being
out
on.
there, please subscribe, please
Please
like
do.
her,
Please do.
podcast, Confessions from America. This pod is just, this is the bomb. I
Thank
love being
you.
here tonight. I love the information, and I love my sister Jeff.
Thank
So
you
just
so
make
much.
sure, you guys like, subscribe,
Yes.
and follow suit.
Follow suit. All right. Thank you so much for being on. And hey guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.